Market vitals, the levels you need to triage the market. Triage, Matt. Matt, there's some serious triaging going at Pennsylvania Avenue, Matt.
Yes. At the White House.
Because amazingly,
he had cancer yesterday, which he cured.
He cures cancer and then gets COVID. I don't understand it.
He cured cancer. He cured cancer, has dementia, and has COVID.
You know, the amazing thing is, let's face it, they have said that maybe these jabs, one of the side effects is accelerated dementia. I think we've seen that. And the other thing is he had 4 jabs. 4 jabs because he's not going to be nearly as sick as if he had no jabs. And maybe, you know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, but I don't know. The crazy thing is he's had 4 jabs and still gets it. And say they won't be allowing Djokovic to come and play, healthy young man taking care of his body.
One of the greatest all-time champions, you're going to reject them coming to New York, even though your president has it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And you know, the other thing I saw about New York,
maybe the jab shouldn't be allowed to roam freely since they're the ones that get it.
Man, I'm sporting the Steve Bannon look today, cleanly shaved knot.
In memory of his trial.
Did you see Eric Adams, the mayor of New York? Speaking of New York, talking about what a catastrophe all these immigrants that are coming here illegally are. I mean, you can't make this up. He is saying amazingly, they're stressing the systems in place in the great city of New York.
I saw a clip this morning of a rat taking down a pigeon, so I don't know what was going on there, but it was pretty.
There was a comedian back in the day that did a bit on how tough the pigeons are in Newark. Forget about New York City. The Newark pigeons is, you know, and that reminds me of a story. I traded with a guy in the D-Mark pit years ago from Brooklyn, and they take a bunch of bank traders out to a Chinese restaurant, and the special. And they're like, well, what's the special? And he names the name of it in Chinese. And they're like, well, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's pigeon. And he's like, pigeon? Like, who's eating pigeon? And the guy assures them, he says, oh, no, pigeon imported. And they're like, well, imported from where? New Jersey.
Dude, I worked in a Chinese restaurant washing dishes when I was 14, 15. They ate some fowl that was not duck, goose, or chicken. So
it was alley pigeon. Here, after watching the last season of Alone, no problem. I'll eat pigeon. I would eat pigeon without a problem. All right, Matt, I'm going to share. Well, you know what? Let's jump around here a little bit. Let's jump around. First of all, I got to share this because, man, I got to tell you, we were early on this, that the PGA preaching from the pulpit, like nobody can compete with us and it's blood money. It was so ridiculous, like right out of the box. It was so ridiculous that if the money came from Saudi Arabia for golf, it's blood money. But if the president goes there begging for more oil, it's not blood oil.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. But we talked about how Faraday has jumped from NBC. And now Barkley, you know, a guy early on that has been calling bullshit on the white supremacy narrative. And now they got to let him play. He's playing I guess they're doing a pro-am.
Well, yeah, they have a tournament in New Jersey this weekend, and he had dinner with Norman in Atlanta on Wednesday night, last night. And, you know, the rumor is he's going to be broadcasting coverage with Faraday, which, I mean, again, I love both the guys. They're both like, you know, straight shooters and don't play Kate to the elites. So I like that about them. And, you know, they're guys that have made their own way, right? And guys that have said, screw all you guys, and we're going to do it our way. That's what I love about both those guys. And so we should encourage more of that true individualism, not like copycat individualism.
Exactly. Reading from the teleprompter only.
Yes.
And, you know
Jim Nantz
what I can say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unreal.
So, but I do think Barkley should have to wager his entire.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. I think we talked about it before, right? The real setup should be whatever the purse money is, every player gets an equal share of it, right away, up front.
Yeah.
In fact, they should give them the hundreds, like stacks of hundreds.
Stacks and stacks of hundreds.
Right, a 10 grand is in a stack of hundreds, right? But then the caveat is you have to gamble it. Like you have a 6-point Scotch game. I don't know, 10,000 a point would add up pretty quick, don't you think?
Yeah, you got to put it. You got to put it out there.
You got to put it out there, and then if you go negative, you're out. You just, I don't even know what happens. Other than all these guys are ultra rich anyway, you can actually reload with your own money.
Yeah, but but at least you get to see them. Again, they don't have to bet on themselves. They can bet on anybody. They can bet against themselves. They can,
You can't bet against yourself in a Scotch game. You can't do that.
Well, I'm saying there could be multiple types of bets,
but the fact is, if you run out of purse money, you can buy back in, just like at the poker table. You can buy back. Some of my greatest memories playing poker with friends.
Barkley's getting out his watch or his gold chain.
Right, exactly. I've seen people lose a snowmobile before in a 3-card gut game. Talk about. All right, man. Let me share, because we got to get to price discovery at some point here. But before I do, I got another little fun fact to share, and that is this: Mark J. Burns, blue check mark, $204 average cost for a family of 4 to attend a Major League Baseball game. The Cubs is $312. If you just want to go, 10 miles south, probably not even 10 miles, maybe 10 miles. Go see a White Sox game, and you save $100.
How about the A's at 204? Yet nobody even goes.
It's ridiculous. My question was,
how about my Tigers at 158? That's a value.
That is a value.
And the Arizona Diamondbacks are at the bottom because it's so freaking hot. Who wants to go to a baseball game in Arizona?
Matt, I just thought you could fly Southwest, Chicago to Detroit.
Yeah.
For the same money instead of going to a Cub game.
Yes.
Round trip, and then spend the same money. Matt, my question though is, now do 4 traders leaving the CME in the old days when the currencies closed at 105, right? And so a 120 baseball game, which a lot of Wrigley Field games are, like you had 15 minutes to get up to the north side. So first of all, you needed a cabbie from like Pakistan that really didn't know how to drive, but knew how to drive fast, right? Because right away somebody goes downstairs, buys a 12-pack. You get in the cab, you give the cabbie 20 and say, if you can get to Wrigley Field in 15 minutes, there's another 20 in it for you, right? So it's like a carnival ride. It's like a Disney World ride, just getting to the game, right? So now you got 40 for the cab, a 12-pack for the ride, and then 24 beers at the game. It's a little bit more expensive. In fact, you go to a game now and you need $150 to buy 4 beers.
Yeah.
It's like, I got this one.
Even
right now,
at the local Live Nation outdoor arena, you're paying $20 for a drink now.
Unreal. Everybody's T-Rexing now at these events, right? Like, I can't reach my pocket, otherwise I'd pick this up. Anyway, Matt, we talked yesterday about the rigged bingo card that is many world elections now, right? And Sri Lanka's got a new president, but
he's in the club.
He's same, right? Same
old.
And then the other thing that I thought was interesting was this share by Bernie's tweets, that vaccine passport that you were like, hey, don't worry, they just want to see, about your vaccine status. Well, now in Sri Lanka, you need it to get a QR code to buy gas.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the machine. And Matt, I know you said yesterday that what's his name? Who's our guy? $160 to $220 gas by the spring. Marty Armstrong.
Yeah, Marty Armstrong calling for 160 to 240 by the spring. And let's start, and then Pete Budabeg, whatever his name is.
Gooch.
He comes out yesterday and slams the gas guzzlers again and says, it's good for the EV owners like himself and his gay partner. And so what the heck, stop your whining. So then I look at Tesla, great earnings. Well, according to you, they only got green because they sold their Bitcoin.
Well, yeah, their cash would have been negative. That's why he sold the. Eli, you got to say what you want about him, but he's actually been pretty funny on Twitter.
So listen, they've been cut in half. I just want to bring up Tesla. They had the earnings, the runaway earnings, I guess. And now we had already broken out of this, some semi line that I drew, but we were already bullish. We've been bullish since May on the daily, but it's just choppy. And why wouldn't we trade up to 900 one more time before we drop down to 400, 500? Why not? That's how the stock handles itself. So why wouldn't we go up there to 900, 920?
All right. Well, let's just call a spade on Buttigieg. There is not the electricity.
As long as he's buying, if he's buying electric cars for everybody, I'm all for it. You want to subsidize?
We already saw a tweet from the state of California.
Yeah.
Please don't charge your car.
Right.
It's a good thing you got one, but nobody can drive it because we need air conditioning right now. And so one or the other, you get air conditioning or you get to go someplace. You don't get to do both.
So I guess Uncle Pete saying that is good for lower oil prices because he said that.
Bring up oil, Matt, because I respect Marty Armstrong mostly because he respects his computer and not his own thought process.
Right. Yeah, and I still think we could trade to 70, and everybody would, we could even do it by this fall. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think we're gonna. I think much past
that actually makes more sense to me, right? It goes to 70 first and then goes to 160.
Then it goes to 160 to 240. Yeah. I mean, and again, we've kind of been talking about that. It's been trending down. It just rallied to that 100 level, banged off of it again, but it's been rolling over now here for some time since June, since the market started going up, oil started going down. Imagine how all that is coordinated here. But that's happening as we speak. And yeah, why wouldn't we trade down at least to, the 75 area? Next level looks like 82. And then below that, the big level down here at 72. So why wouldn't we trade down to there before resuming? But I think there's just things happening in Europe that people really don't understand. They don't have their pulse on. That we're not going back to normal. Europe actually cut rates today. I mean, they cut rates 50 cents for
I thought they raised rates, but
excuse me, I did mean raise rates for the first time in 11 years. So we've been negative. We're probably still negative, but they raised them 50.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. I saw that they raised them, but they kept the QE in full force. So it's
in fuego. So, if again, that 90-50 was at first level, next time it gets here, it won't hold and it'll probably go down to that 82 level. And why wouldn't we have some demand destruction here? But I think there's things happening broader that are whether it's our elections, the elections happening, the overthrows happening everywhere else in the world right now. It's not going to get better in Europe, and winter is coming regardless of the threats of climate change. And summer is happening, by the way, and it happens every year. And people are complaining like it's so hot. Like, all right, it happens every year. It's called summer.
Hey, Matt. You're speaking of Europe, we got some breaking news on the elite front. We do it every day here at Market Vitals. The breaking news on how the Great Narrative Conference out of the WEF is that the elites trust each other more and more. This was January, and man, is this breaking down, as this was a tweet that I saw today from Javi Blas. North versus South 2.0. Spain, Greece, and Portugal reject the EU call for 15% cuts in natural gas consumption to help Germany. They have these long memories there in Europe. Yeah. Spanish Energy Minister clearly aiming at Berlin. Contrary to other countries, Spain hasn't been living beyond its means in energy terms. In plenty of other terms, maybe, but not in energy terms. So, the elites, Matt, it's amazing when there's not food and not heat or energy, nobody gets along. Nobody.
Yeah, and you're seeing it
And
and you're really seeing it now in natural gas, Bob. Remember we talked about it down in the fives, 550. We said was a good buy area. It's all the way ripped up to 820 again, coming back to test those highs. I would take some profits if you bought some in the fives because this is a monster move. I mean, it's 60% in about 2 weeks. So nat gas is on fire again, regardless of what is happening and what we just talked about. Natural gas is not free flowing from Russia to Western Europe too easily. And there's going to continue to be conflicts, shutdowns, right? It's just going to continue. So, we had 4 refineries blow up in the US and Texas last week. What's going on there?
well, it's just like the food processing plants.
It's weird.
It seems weird to me.
Yes, weird.
It seems strange that all of these things are happening. And I've never been the coordinated guy.
Yeah.
I've never been that guy, but
it's odd.
Anyway.
It's odd behavior, right?
it's Matt's trading again. Hey, listen, every time that Matt, you can't see him now because I'm full screen. That's the way the technology works. But if he was still stuck full screen and all of a sudden he's head down, he's trading. He's definitely trading because you can do it with a handheld device now. That's how things work in this crazy world. All right, Matt, dog days of summer for sure. And what else do you got? Anything else? We can keep it short today.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts. We got the Fed next week. We had the ECB raised today. So obviously the Fed's likely going to, probably raise rates, whether it's a quarter 50, I don't know. But I don't know, Bob, the whole thing, I wanted to talk a little bit about pickleball since you hate it so much. And I also wanted 2 things I want to talk about: pickleball, and I also want to talk about lacrosse because it's a big story, and you should be picking up on this because we've been talking about it. We've been talking about how this is the next, I believe, lacrosse over pickleball, but that's just me. Lacrosse league, the PLL attracts new funding from Durant, World Wrestling, people that know what they're doing, people that know how to do.
Well, let me just tell you something here. You tried to lump me in with pickleball and lacrosse. All right. That's not fair because contrary to pickleball, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of young kids playing lacrosse across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So
and there are actually thousands and thousands and thousands of young kids playing pickleball across this country.
No, bullshit. Not near. So, pickleball is for cardiac arrest patients only.
Well, and Drew Brees just announced as he's a new owner of the Major League Pickleball.
Yeah, great pickleball. Okay. We can all eat spears and watch the dumbest game on the planet. It's like ping pong. It's like full scale. It's like Barney playing ping pong.
There's betting on every shot. Let's
stop it with the pickleball, please. Pickleball is for those that can't play tennis. In fact, you know what? I'm with Lee. If in order to play pickleball, you have to blow like a 1.4.
Well, maybe
or 0.14. You got to
be. Maybe we should start the drunk pickle. Maybe we should start the drunk pickleball.
They say in Boston, you got to be hammered. Is he hammered enough? All right, let him play pickleball.
Hey, by the way, Tesla just crossed 800 for all you bulls out there. Congratulations. Up and away. Never a better time to buy Tesla because Uncle Pete is on your side.
Matt, hold on. Let me find the chart. Oh, we did a while ago. Again, that one looks ridiculous. The Tesla VW chart. Looking like it's going to all-time highs. I like that double top though. Selling Tesla, buying VW. Somewhere around.
I just wanted to run a little bit more, maybe 850 to 850 to 900 looks like a sale to me. But I mean that at that point we're up 50% from the low that we saw in May, so I'd be good with that.
Again, man, sometimes these Bowling Jays go fucking wonky. All right, I'm going to share the monthly on it. Why don't I do that? Let me do that. Tesla, definitely Tesla monthly. Because it hasn't fully rounded, amazingly, on the monthly. And so, yeah, a fight back to 867's that monthly average. 1,011. I actually like that number even better. That up mo level.
1,011. Whoa.
1,011.
You're nuts. We'll never see that. Want another bet?
You're nuts. No, man. I'm hoping and praying.
I'll bet you a Tesla.
So I can tell everybody.
Tesla
Hold on a second. Let me go to the weekly. All right, you're right here. It's got to be sold here. 814.
Yeah, that's not...
collapsing weekly momentum level, and I mean, it just shouldn't close here this week above 814. You got today, tomorrow.
Let's bet a Tesla, a toy Tesla.
Let's bet a Tesla. Easy now.
I mean, I'll buy you one of the burnout ones, the ones that have burnt out on the road.
Lee,
somewhere.
that is our usual bet. $1, Mortimer. Turn those fucking machines. Get those people back in that pit.
That's right.
The Dukes, Duke and Duke Commodities. A guest next week. Duke and Duke Commodities. All right, that's what we got. Yeah, I like selling Tesla.
Oh, by the way, gold today hit a new low, 16. Was it 68? Let's bring that up a little bit here if we can.
Yeah, we talked silver yesterday, going to 13.5. I think all of these things would be nice here, right? Silver 13.5, gold lower, crude lower, and then a rip your face off fall. Bring it up.
I'm working on it.
He's working on it. This machine is like,
no, it's freshly reboot. It's all good. It's humming this morning.
All good.
But it had a washout this morning down to 1678 or so. Yeah, 77. Yeah, and now wham, all the way back up $30. So there you go.
Fractal out, man. Fractal out.
All right.
Again, let's bring this outward fractal. COVID lows were
right here, 16. We almost just hit them. No, that was 21. Here they were, 1462. 1462, definitely. I still think that 1200, 1300 is very, very likely here. And here's the deal. Gold has nothing to do with anything except governments. When governments fail and people stop. So we've begun that process, but we're not there yet. When the US government is totally, collapsing, then gold will go to the moon. Then it will go to the moon. That's it.
That's it. That's the story.
That's all you need to know. And guess what? The dollar will be 160 when that happens. And then it'll collapse from there. So when you see the dollar 120 to 160 and gold, wherever that settles at 1,000, 1,200, you'll know. Just like we're talking about with oil. It'll go down first, then it'll rip faces off. That's the way it happens.
All right, man. Let me bring one up that I'm just kind of scanning my charts here, because it's not yet. It's a not yet, but it is intriguing to me, and that's PayPal, because it's fighting here, and if it can close above the weekly average here at 79.14 this week, and if next week we can take out this week's high, it's going to change the slope of that momentum standard deviation to the upside. It's come a long way. 280 were those highs, but this is a chart. If it was, I don't care what it is. That's a nice rounding bottom. The key to this chart going forward, though, is that the strength needs to stay evident here. Like, you can't just fall away, especially if this thing falls away tomorrow, and it just gets washed out after attempting that upper momentum level, that opposite momentum level that it's been riding down the whole way. Yeah. There's another leg down.
Well, again, your trend lines aren't turning. I'm not interested. So.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the nuance of it. Look at that old profile.
And again, when I look at the short-term chart, it's had a huge rally. It's up from 67 to, what did we hit today? 84. So that 20% rally or so. The high here, the recent high that it fell from in early June was right around 90. So that would be, for me, real bullish. If you can close over 90 on a Friday, that would be real bullish. So, for your money, I'd say wait until it closes over 90, 95.
All right, we're gonna keep an eye on this one and watch it evolve. All right.
It's been a good trade. Again, everything's bouncing here, but I don't think these bounces last much past early September. I really don't. I think the earnings period has already showed us that they're not going to take him down this earnings period. So all of you with the bearish bets for this earnings period, you might as well take them off because you're going to lose money. Nothing's going down this earnings. Everybody was bearish. You got to get everybody bullish, then it'll go down. So we're turning them right now to everybody.
Or everybody's saying, you know what, everybody's going to survive this, and so I'm not going to put the bear bet on. They don't even necessarily need to be bullish.
Right.
All right, that's what we got. Marketvitals.io is the site, the community. Please visit us. Please share, retweet, and plagiarize. We are calling for plagiarism here. Matt, did you see the share of The Rock and who's the little funny guy? Kevin Hart with the tortilla challenge?
No.
Oh my God.
What's the tortilla challenge?
They rock, paper, scissors, and then the loser gets to slap the winner with the tortilla.
Yeah, I've seen a little husband and wife, where they do the thing where they're both full, their mouth is like full of water or beer or whatever they're drinking, and they take the tortilla and they whack each other in the face and try to crack each other up with the tortilla.
It's so great.
Maybe you and Lynn should try that.
It's so great. Yeah,
it might be marital bliss if you bring that on. You get a little.
I'd probably do it with rock, paper, scissors, but I am not doing it with cribbage because she's deadly at that game.
No, do it with the tortilla. You get a little.
I know, but you do rock, paper, scissors to see who wins, to see who you do the slap, right?
Gotcha.
No cribbage involved. I will get slapped repeatedly.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
all right, Matt. That's
highs of the day, buddy. Highs of the day. Everything's good.
Everything's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Beautiful summer day here in Bend, Oregon. No smoke yet, too, which is nice. And hopefully we have a very light smoke season. We need to get some smoke futures.
Smoke futures.
All right, man. That's what we got. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. And
thank you, Matt.
We are fully reversed.
Hasta.
7:30 buy. Worked like a charm. Off the bottom.